Job 16. And Job replied, I have heard many things like these before. What miserable comforters all of you are! Will there be an end to your windy words, or what provokes you that you answer? I also could speak like you. If you were in my place, I could pile up words against you, and I could shake my head at you, but I would strengthen you with my words, comfort you with my lips, bring you some relief. But if I speak, my pain is not relieved. And if I refrain from speaking, how much of it goes away? Surely now he has worn me out. You have devastated my entire household. You have seized me, and it has become a witness. My leanness has risen up against me and testifies against me. His anger has torn me and persecuted me. He has gnashed at me with his teeth. My adversary locks his eyes on me. People have opened their mouths against me. They have struck me on the cheek in scorn. They unite together against me. God abandons me to evil men and throws me into the hands of wicked men. I was in peace, and he has shattered me. He has seized me by the neck and crushed me. He has made me his target. His archers surround me without pity. He pierces my kidney and pours out my gall on the ground. He breaks through against me time and time again. He rushes against me like a warrior. I have sewed sackcloth on my skin and burned my horn in the dust, or buried my horn in the dust. My face is reddened because of weeping, and on my eyelids there is a deep darkness. Although there is no violence in my hands, and my prayer is pure. O earth, do not cover my blood, nor let there be a secret place for my cry. Even now my witness is in heaven, my advocate is on high, my intercessor is my friend. As my eyes pour out tears to God, and he contends with God on my behalf of man, as a man pleads with his friend, for the years that lie ahead are few, and then I will go the way of no return. Good morning, I'm watching. You hope everyone is having a blessed day so far. You have to go pay the rent and talk to some people, and this could take a while, but you will try to be back soon. Until then, have a wonderful time in the Bible. Thank you, watching. Have a blessed day if we do not see you back here. We got time, so maybe you will be back. So, Job replies, his friends always are so mean. Okay, so his friends are constantly telling him they know that what Job did wrong. He did wrong. He messed up. You better fess up. And he keeps saying, no, I am not. Hey, Alice, good afternoon, friend. So Job replies, and I've heard many things like these before. What miserable comforters you are. Like, you guys are horrible. You are just pulling me down worse. I would be better off if you were not here. You are not saying anything of any value. You're not saying, like, I know all the truths that you're spewing, and they don't apply, okay? They just do not apply. You know, it'd be like, I don't know enough coding to have this actually make sense, probably, but it would be like if someone is trying to do some coding and you go, have you considered that 2 + 2 = 4? Is that the problem in your coding? Maybe you need a little of a 5 to the square root of 10. And you know what? What do you have? You know what? Like, you could throw a whole bunch of stuff out that's math. It doesn't mean it's going to apply to anything that you're doing. So here, they're applying a whole bunch of wisdom about problems in life. They don't apply to Job. They do not apply to Job. You are miserable comforters. You came here to comfort. You are attacking me as well. Like, this is not comfort, people. Will there be no end to your windy words? Or what provokes you to answer? Like, nobody asked you to reply. I am expressing, and this is a good piece of wisdom here, actually. I am expressing the depths of the despair of my circumstances. You don't have to say anything. I'm expressing the depths of the sorrow of my circumstances. How about you have a whole bunch of shh? A whole bunch of shh. Just keep that shh. And let Job speak. Let him express it. He's been wrestling with it in his mind, and he needs to get it out. Let him do that. Just sit there and let him do that, friends. And then he's like, I also could say all of the dumb things that you're saying. Why, you don't think I know all the dumb things that you're saying? I know all of these very same things. I've heard them before. They're not strengthening. They're not comforting. They are worthless. But if I speak, my pain is not relieved. So even if I'm saying these things, it doesn't relieve my pain. I need to say this, but I need to say it to stop bottling it up. Okay? My pain doesn't go away when I say these things. It certainly doesn't go away when you say those things. What I need is an audience with God, and what I'm going to get is a description here of how he feels. I have been torn to pieces. I have been devastated. You are witnesses. My leanness has risen up against me. So to be leanness is accepted as a noun. Otherwise, the word is lie, deceit, according to my slander, my liar. Yeah. And testifies against me. It's a little unclear what he's talking about there. If the leanness of his life is what's at stake, which would make sense from Job's part, as opposed to saying my deceit, my lie has risen up against me, which would be true if you were guilty. So not sure Job's thought there. They're going in the direction of leanness. I'll go with that. His anger has torn me and persecuted me. So God has come against him. He's describing it as the adversary who was tearing him down, who is coming against him. There's not much he can do. God abandons me to evil men. So God is not only against me, now he has left me to enemies to come and shatter me, to crush me. And he just keeps going on and on. Archers piercing the kidneys, my gall pours out. Like, he's giving incredibly lengthy descriptions of the sorrow and the agony that he feels. He breaks through again, time and time again. He rushes in. I sew sackcloth on my skin. What a horrible image there. I am so accustomed to being in sackcloth because of the suffering. It's just sewn to my skin. It's not going anywhere. I won't get any relief. Alice reminds me of tear my life into pieces. This is my last resort song. Oh, yeah. I don't know enough of the rest of the lyrics, but I know that line. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. Which, by the way, good segue there. Good segue. There is a vein that thinks that you cannot cry out to God and let him know everything. That you should not cry out in an anguish of any kind. And I'm sorry, but it is all throughout the Old Testament. There is anguish and cries and laments all over the place. And I think that many songs, whether they are secular or not, are the cry of oppression. And when people are crying in oppression, God hears those prayers. And when you are singing a song in agreement, you too are praying. It is a cry out to God if you, Alice, are singing those, that this is exactly what my life feels like today. You are going along with the tradition of Job readers who cry out with the words of Job and say, this is my prayer too. So I think we can do that with other songs. And I've done it with different ones. Yeah. Nonsense, Lexi. So many lamentations throughout so many of the books of the Bible. I know. Yeah, the Jews appear to be very emotional. Yeah, songs or psalms. I was saying songs, Social Ant, because I don't believe that you have to be limited to reading psalms to be able to have your sorrow expressed. So we were talking, it might have been before you tear my life into pieces, this is my last resort, that actually singing that song with those emotions can be an actual prayer to God, is what I was saying. And I might have people disagree with me. And I know I do, in fact. But if that's what I'm feeling and I'm expressing it to God and I'm doing it in song and I'm lifting up my sorrow, to me, totally a prayer. Lexi, your preacher has often said that even our conversations can become prayer into the right. Yes, in our own right. And this, you literally just joined, but for sure. Yeah, you got this. Okay. Yeah, I know you just joined. That's why I was trying to clarify if you missed that up above. Okay. So Job is so much accompanied by the sorrow. He describes his plight as I have the sackcloth sewn to my skin so I don't lose it. It's always going to be here. I buried my horn in the dust. Okay, what do we have here? My horn. I'm thinking my power, because the horn is usually a symbol of power. There's no English term that captures exactly what horn is meant to do. Drawn from the animal world, the imagery was meant to convey strength, pride, and victory. Yeah, I was going with strength. Yes. So it's also why you have horns that are on the instruments in the temple, and you have imagery of horns, usually of kingship or power that happen. His wife happened to turn to dust. Can we read the scripture? I don't know where his wife turned to dust. I have not seen that one. So you'd have to tell me where that is. I do not know that. And Picasso, what if you lifted this sorrow and petition up to MOLAC? Is this still worshiping God if it comes from a true hunger and a place of internal struggle? Interesting. One of the things of the cry of the oppressed is that it is heard by God. Okay, so don't think of this as an individual person. If I, as an individual person, am lifting up my petition to MOLAC, I don't think that we're looking for necessarily a response from God entirely. Not that it couldn't happen, but when we talk about the cry of the oppressed going up, it's not an individual, it is collectively. And so God does hear the cry of the people. He heard the cry that went up from Nineveh. So when Nineveh was crying out because of the oppression that was happening there and the injustice that was taking place, he heard and he sent Jonah to bring them deliverance. He also gave a message of repentance, and they repented, and then deliverance came. So in one sense, the answer would be yes, God can, but it would not be in the sense of it doesn't matter who you pray to. It can be that God chooses to hear when it's the cry of the oppressed that go up. So I hope that makes sense. Anyone here want to kiss the black stone? No. I don't want to kiss any stone. I don't want to kiss no Blarney stone neither. Lexi. Sorry. Turn to salt. That's not Job's wife. That's Lot's wife. That's Lot's wife. Turn. Let's see. Horns are usually used to call battle. Maybe, perhaps, it's a sign that Job was wanting to fight, wrestle more. Could be. Yeah. But also, like I said, it's often a symbol for power. So he has no power. He has no prestige. He has nothing for people to be drawn to him, or really no ability to fight. My face is reddened from weeping. My eyelids, there is deep darkness, although there was no violence in my hands, and my prayer is pure. So I am constantly crying and weeping. I cannot get any relief, and there's no violence on my hands, and my hands are pure. My prayer is pure. So my prayer is pure, and I still get no relief. Papsio, have a good school run. Oh, earth, do not cover up my blood. Do not let there be a secret place for my cry. So don't cover up. I need to continually cry out, and everyone needs to continue to hear me. Don't cover this up. Don't just like, if I die and I'm gone. No, my plight is that I have done nothing wrong, and I need my case heard. I don't want it washed over. I don't want it ignored. Now my intercessor is my friend, and my eyes pour out tears to God, and he contends with God on my behalf as a man pleads for his friend. So I'm not entirely sure who he is imagining here as his intercessor, because it depends on when you think Job was written, but there is the ideas that develop throughout the Old Testament that there is a guardian angel, and therefore you would have, and now it doesn't mean that each individual person has one of themselves, but that we have angels that are on guard over us, and nations have them as well. And therefore, you would have an intercessor. I don't know if that's who Job has in mind here or not. My scorners are my friends. From a related word, scorner can also mean mediator, interpreter. So I think I've gone the other way here. My scorners are my friends. So those who are attacking me are my friends, not my intercessor. But it says, then he goes, he contends with God on my behalf. So I think we should go the other direction. There is someone who is pleading, who has heard the tears of Job, who is making sure God does not ignore them. He doesn't go past them. For the years that lie ahead are few. So looking at his life, he has less years ahead than he has behind him. and then I will go. So at some point, I will go away no more. But until then, I'm going to keep crying out until I am heard. All right. Anything in there, social? When can we do a Bible study to confirm the Quran? We will not be doing that. Social, you're interested in it, you have to find someone else. I'm not interested in reading the Quran. I have zero interest. Inspiring Philosophy. If you don't know them, go watch Inspiring Philosophy. The last several months, he's been putting out, if this is true, the Quran is right. If this is true, the Quran is false. So no matter which way it is, the Quran is false. You might enjoy Inspiring Philosophy. All right, any more thoughts there on that chapter? Because Job's, we stopped in the middle. We stopped. You already know it. Yeah. Well, then go over there. That's not my cup of tea. I'm interested in the Bible and I want to spend more time in it. I haven't figured it all out, so I don't need to go read the Quran and find out what's in it if I haven't figured out everything in the Bible. Yeah, well, there's several Muslim dilemmas, yes. And they come at us with several dilemmas that they say are in Scripture as well. And we try to tackle them in our own way. What I don't like to use, when people say, what's contradiction? I don't like, that word implies intent in my mind. The word contradiction implies intent. There's discrepancy. I don't have a problem saying there's discrepancy. But to say it is, otherwise, implies some intent there.